Good morning from this snowy day in northern Illinois. As you can see behind me, March came in like a lion, and we had another big snow after so much beautiful weather. And it's kind of fun. So I have a little winter wonderland for a little bit longer. And because I'm not the one who plows the driveway, I can enjoy it and not get too terribly stressed about it, except for the roads, of course. Hey, Ginger, good to see you. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert. I'm a shiatsu massage therapist. I'm an Asian medicine energy worker, and I'm a master intuitive healer. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. And I'm not pixelated today. That's awesome. So anyways, today is a topic that, hey, Lisa, great to see you. Today's a topic that I really love. It's a topic about perception and why people treat you the way that they do. So I'll tell you a story. You know, a while back, I noticed that there was a close friend of mine that I was behaving like a bully to. Now, normally I'm not really a bully. I'm a pretty nice human being. But because of how they kept presenting themselves to me, they kept complaining about things, but no solution. And I just kept getting frustrated and irritated until time after time, they kept bringing this bully aspect out of me. And then I would catch myself and I'd be like, wow, I'm not being the person that I want to be right now. This isn't who I want to be. And so, you know, that started me on the thought process that, hey, Annette, nice to see you. It started me on this thought process that good people have bad traits and bad people also have good traits. And we can pull or influence bringing those traits out of people by how we present ourselves to the world. And so I've always, you know, been on this path for a long time of how do I bring out the qualities and the traits in people, both good people and bad people, so that they treat me the way that I want to be treated, so that they can become their highest self, or maybe they can present a different face to the world, helping them understand how to be in a different space so people treat them differently. A big part of what I work on is helping people learn how to engage with the world so that they get the results that they want. So I'm in the middle of leading a coaching program, a 10-week coaching program with these amazing women on intuition. We're having so much fun. And I'm starting to think of the next coaching program I'm going to do. And if you've watched any of these videos before, you know I see a psychologist every week because everybody needs somebody to talk to. Hey, Coy, good to see you. Everyone needs somebody to talk to. And so I love to have somebody where, you know, it can be completely about me. So every week I go and I talk about myself. I talk about, you know, hey, Ronnie, good to see you. And I talk about just whatever topic happens to come up in my mind. I don't have any real problems or issues. It's just nice to have a space where I can connect with people, connect with someone who, you know, is being paid to be nice to me. It's kind of cool. So I've been looking at topics for this next coaching program. And my psychologist really warned me. She says, you know what? You have to be very careful that you don't attract people to you that that will kind of go off the deep end. And I was talking to her and I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't attract those sorts of women. I have a massage therapist friend who isn't necessarily crazy about the people that she works with because they've got a lot of issues. They've got a lot of problems that they haven't worked through. And so the women that she attracts to her need a lot of her time and a lot of her energy. And I don't attract those sorts of women to me. And so I'm trying to explain to her, you know, no, I don't really think I'll have this problem because, you know, of attracting people who are really needy and need a lot of hand-holding. And it reminded me of the woman who mentored me when I first got into body work and massage therapy and energy work. And she said she used to work specifically with sexual abuse survivors. And she stopped because of how much energy that they needed from her. what they were pulling from her and how exhausting it was. And so this is what my psychologist was trying to warn me, that, if you, any of these topics, you're going to end up with people in your life that will want more than you want to give, and you're going to end up feeling drained and burned out. And I said, no, I'm not really worried about that. And I thought about it a little bit, and I said, why is it? And it got me thinking about perception. So my psychologist and I were talking about perception. So it's very important that you think about how people perceive you, not about who you are, not about your values, not about, whether you look good or you don't look good, but about how other people are looking at you and perceiving you, and what that perception will bring out of them. So I've been looking at titles for this coaching program, and I'm like, do I want to call it Wise Women? Do I want to call it Spiritual Guides? What do I want to call it? How do I want, to present this to people so that they get it? And I'm starting to settle on the title of attracting smart, funny, interesting women, because those are the women that I love to work with. And the crazy thing is I attract a lot of the same women, the same people, same name, same everything as a lot of my other compatriots. The thing, though, is when they engage with me, they bring forth a different part of themselves. Because I see them differently, I perceive them differently, they perceive me differently, and they act differently. So I've discovered that people treat me much better than they will treat other people. In other relationships with other people in their life, they may be very, they may have obsessive qualities. I know I do. They may have paranoid qualities. They may have qualities of anger or hurt or weakness or frustration. And I let go a long time ago about caring, being attached to a certain way of presenting myself. What mattered most to me in life was how things felt. Not how people perceived me, but how it felt. And so when I had this conversation with this beautiful woman in her 70s, she said, you dress differently, you act differently because people treat you differently. And that got me on the path of, maybe if I do my hair and I get a facial and I wear different clothes, people will treat me differently. And it's not fair, but they do. And I like how they treat me. So I want you to start looking at how people are perceiving you. Not about what your value is. Not about whether you deserve it or not. Not about whether it's fair. Just kind of accepting that people are people and they've got good stuff and bad stuff in them. And what can you do to draw out the best in somebody? What can you do to get people to treat you the way that you want to be treated? To help them elevate themselves from, a snarky, mean, uncomfortable, unkind sort of person to somebody who is thoughtful and compassionate and sincere and interested and treats you fairly. I want you to start exploring this topic and thinking not about who am I, but how do I want to be treated? How do I want to be perceived? Because I found that, when I present myself in different characters, and this is fun because when I was a kid, I was really involved in theater. And I got used to putting on different characters and different roles and different personalities and seeing how they worked in the world. And so I still do that now. And when I say, what part of myself do I want to bring forth to get the result that I want? It's not that I'm not being authentic, because every aspect of me is true. Every aspect of me is me. But which side of me do I want to show? Which side is most appropriate for this situation? And so when I engage with someone, it's not about making sure they know what I'm talking about. It's not about making sure that they see me authentically and they know everything that's going on. Because I'm always authentic. There's nothing about me that isn't authentic. I just have so many different shades and colors and sides that I can bring them out in different ways. And so when I engage with someone, I think to myself, how are they perceiving me? What set of eyes are they looking through? And based on that, I can then engage with them in a way that raises us both up. So we don't have an adversarial confrontation, so that I don't trigger them, so that I can help them rise up and rise above the situation. Or sometimes when I'm working with people, I do want to trigger them. I do want to push back, and I want to be that strong, boundary setting, don't mess with me sort of woman. I want to bring that aspect out because that's what the situation calls for. So I want you to start thinking not about whether you deserve it, whether you're worth it, whether you're good enough. None of that really matters because you already are. It's guaranteed. You were born, you're a human being, you're good enough, you're just like every other human being, and we all have all of these aspects and sides to us. But if you can pay attention to how people are perceiving you and engage with them in a way that they can hear what you're saying, that they can get a glimpse, hi Rochelle, get a glimpse into your heart and into your mind in a way that they can really see you. Not in the way that you want to present yourself. This is how I'm going to look. This is who I'm going to be. This is, my look, my branding, whatever. It's about engaging with people where they're at through their eyes so you can have a real communication with them, a real heart-to-heart, vulnerable, open, caring communication. It reminds me of a conversation I had about small talk a few years ago. I was always very, very against small talk. I thought it was useless. I thought it was a waste of time. I thought it was uninteresting and boring until I was talking to two people about small talk, and they said, well, small talk is a lubricant. It's something that everybody understands, and so it can open the door to a deeper conversation. It can start the relationship. It can move it along. And so small talk is just one piece of the process of getting to know somebody and getting closer to them. And when you get closer to them, you can bring out their best qualities. You can engage with them on a level that's open and true and real and vulnerable because you're resonating with them. You're vibrating at the same level that they are, or you're pulling out of them. You're getting them to vibrate at the level that you're vibrating at. So why do people treat me so extremely well most times? Because I get in tune with them and I talk to them and I'm aware of how they're perceiving me and I bring forth the part of me that will bring out their best qualities. So if I need to be tough, I'm tough. If I need to be kind, I'm kind. If I need to be thoughtful, I'm thoughtful. But it's about knowing you're authentic, knowing you're real, knowing you're whole and worthy up front. And then it's no longer about you. It's about how can we make a connection? Because what we all really want at the end of the day is to feel connected, valued, a part of a community. So if you want people to treat you differently, pay attention to how they're perceiving you. Not the world as a whole, but how each individual person might be perceiving you. It reminds me of a research study I read about how angry people were assaulted more often on the street by perfect strangers than people who weren't angry all the time. And why is this? Is because when other people with issues would perceive someone as being angry, as being unkind or arrogant, then there's this desire to fight back and get even. So be mindful of what you're presenting to the world. And if you do, if you're aware of that, people will treat you so much better, no matter who they are, no matter what issues they have. And then you don't have to worry anymore that people are going to treat you badly because you know exactly how to bring the best out of them. So that's it for today. If you, no matter where you're seeing this, if you could leave a comment below, I would certainly appreciate it. Whether you liked it, didn't like it, what you found valuable, or anything you'd like to see in future episodes. So I am off into my winter wonderland for my beautiful day ahead, and I hope you have an amazing day as well. So thank you. Hi, Kara. You got us right at the end. I hope you're able to watch the replay. And ciao.